Well, hey guys, welcome to Solar Cabin Channel and a big Happy New Year. It is going to be 2024 here in another day. It is December 31st here, New Year's Eve, and I'm going to do something a little bit different in this video because I'm going to be introducing a new way that I'm going to start producing videos. I'm going to start doing a news section in which I talk about things that are going on in nationally, globally, and locally that affect off-gridders, homesteaders, people that are trying to live a sustainable life. It doesn't matter whether you're on-grid or off-grid. This will be news that might apply to you, especially if you're looking at sustainable living. So I'm going to start pulling some news articles and things that I come across all the time that relate to those lifestyles, and just tell you basically my thoughts on the situation, and also maybe alert you to some things that maybe you need to be aware of. And in this section here, before I get started, I should tell you that if I'm moving a little bit stiff, my New Year's resolution this year was to get back in shape, and I got myself a gym membership, something that I used to have when I first went off grid. I didn't have a shower in my camper, and I was working a lot. And so what I would do is I got a gym membership, and I used that gym membership because they had a shower, and I would go down and shower and also get a workout while I was there. And I did that for a lot of years. And then when COVID hit, I stopped my gym membership, and that gym went out of business. I just decided that I needed to get back into shape again. And also, they built a brand new gym here in my area that has all new equipment and really nice showers. And so I go down there about 3 times a week and work out at the gym and then get me a nice shower. And that way, folks, I'm not using my water. I'm not using my propane. I'm not having to pay for propane in order to run my on-demand water heater for my shower. So it saves me some money. And I'm starting to get in shape. However, I overdid it a little bit. And I got my muscles just a little bit sore and tight. But that's normal when you first start out doing an exercise routine. So I'm just going to tell you people, especially if you're a new off-gridder or if you're building a place and maybe you don't have it set up for a shower or something like that, look in your town for a gym. They're really handy because you can go in and do some socializing, you can get some exercise, and you can use their shower to clean up when you're working on your homestead to get your places built. Really good way, and take advantage of that. My gym here in the town only costs $25 a month, so it's not all that expensive, and really handy for me, especially if you're working a lot. When you get off work, you want to get cleaned up, you can go in, take a shower, whatever, get a workout, and then go on home. And I'm also starting to use the swimming pool. We have a local, brand new recreational center built with a swimming pool in my town. And so I'm going to start taking advantage of that. And because I'm an old senior citizen fart now, I get a discount on going swimming. So that's also nice. Okay, I just thought I'd share that. That's what's going on in my life. Now, some news. One of the things that you want to be aware of right now is there's been a report of what they call zombie deer, which is chronic wasting disease that is affecting deer, and they found it now up in Yellowstone, which is not very far. It's been around in the East Coast quite a bit, but now it's spread pretty much across the nation. They found it up in Yellowstone. If you don't know what that is, if you're familiar with what mad cow disease is, it's basically the same type of disease, only they're finding it now in deer, and there is no cure for it. It kills the animal, and they're very concerned that it could spread to humans or other wildlife. Now, it's not just deer, it also affects elk, moose, any of those type of animals like that. And they're afraid that if you eat the meat, it could possibly be like mad cow disease and spread to humans. This is a disease that there is no treatment for. So I know a lot of my homesteading friends and off-grid friends out there, you like to hunt deer and elk and things like that. Just be aware that this is now something that you need to be really concerned about. Be very careful that you are not taking meat from any animal that looks like it has been sick, but you cannot tell if this chronic wasting disease has affected an animal because it takes some time for it to show up. You could hunt and butcher an animal that you thought was healthy and still get this. And what this disease is basically, it's what they call a prion, and it affects the brain. It goes up and it actually eats the brain. And that's why they call the animals that get it zombies, because they act like zombies. Their tongues hang out, and they act really sick and lethargic. They don't eat, and they can actually be aggressive. And so they call it a zombie disease, but it is a prion similar to mad cow disease. And so far they've found it pretty much in every state. And so you need to be aware. Check your local area. Be aware if there's any alerts for zombie deer or chronic wasting disease in your area, especially if you're a hunter or if you're getting meat from someone else. Try to find out where that meat came from. I would just be careful. So that's just a warning to my hunting friends out there or people out there that do eat venison or elk or whatever. All right. Some other news that I think really affects off-gridders, and that is a lot of people who are just starting out or maybe are just starting out in off-grid don't have a lot of money to get a solar power system and the equipment that goes with it. Well, there is some help out there for you. The incentives from the federal government and states are still working for people who use off-grid systems. You can go to the federal website and you can download the information that you need. You can take up to 30% off of your systems that you're installing. Now, you need to keep your receipts. Make sure you keep your receipts for everything you buy, and then you can take 30% off your taxes at the end of the year. Now, make sure that you're following their rules, their guidelines for what you can get, for what you can use for an off-grid system. But off-grid systems do qualify 30% federal tax rebate. That can really reduce the system, okay? And even if you're on-grid, and you want to build, even if you're on grid. Now that also applies to grid tied systems, and it applies to an off grid system if you're just installing it next to your grid home and you're going to use it as a backup system. Now the nice thing about this is it covers panels, but it also covers your inverters, your batteries, and it will even cover a power station if you want to use a power station instead of a battery bank as part of your system. And you can get that with your federal tax rebate. But then you can also get a state tax rebate, and almost every state now has some sort of incentive program for installing solar. A lot of them also apply to off-grid systems, and some of them are really nice. Now it depends on the state as to what the incentive is, okay? Some of them are as high as another 25% off of your state income taxes if you install solar. Okay, so you could be getting, upwards of 55% of your equipment paid for through tax rebates, and you're only paying, 50% of what you would normally pay for your system. So go and check those out. I'll put the links down here in the comments, so you can go and check out what information you need to have, what forms you need to fill out for the federal, and I'll give you a link so you can go look up what the state incentives are, so that you can get your off-grid or on-grid systems in your state and also get those incentives. Now, another incentive, one thing that I really enjoy doing, and I've done several videos on, is for e-bikes. Now, I ride an e-bike. If you don't know what an e-bike is, that's an electric bike. It has a motor on the back. It usually has a throttle and can be rode like a motorcycle, or you can pedal it, and the electric motor assists you. Now, especially nice for us older people that may not have as much energy as we used to have that electric bike to help us get up and down the hills. But everybody now just really enjoys e-bikes. They're a lot of fun. And the nice thing is about an e-bike is you can recharge it from just a small solar power system. I have an e-bike that I ride all summer long, and I just recharge it off my free solar power, so it doesn't cost me anything. And the nice thing about an e-bike is you don't need a license, you don't need insurance, you're not paying for gas, and they're excellent for if you just need to run short trips to a store or something like that. But you can also use it. I put my dog trailer on it and haul my dogs and take them out on adventures and things like that. And so they're just a lot of fun. And if you can get those state tax incentives, you can get a really nice e-bike and get you, some states are offering 25-30% up to $1,500 rebate on your e-bike purchases. So there's another advantage to that. All right, folks, that's the news for this section, and Happy New Year again. And when I get more news stories or information that I think will help off-gridders, homesteaders, and people looking for sustainable living ideas, I'll be making more videos. Happy New Year, folks. Have a great day.